Hey guys, welcome back to another game of Rome 2 multiplayer. Today I have an interesting fight for you guys. So till now I've mostly put sieges on. Well, I've just put sieges on apart from my campaigns. But without much fanfare, I had a land battle, which was very interesting, which was very fun. I mean, this was on very low funds. I think we only had 7,000 gold, and it was a quick game. As you can see, it's just 11 minutes long. But yeah, I played as Rome, and the guy on in it played as the Arverni. And from my end, I got a kind of light units mixed with heavy units. So I have Hastati, I have Legionnaires, and more Hastati and Legionnaires. So 2 units of Legionnaires, 3 units of Hastati. I got 2 Vigiles, which they're very good skirmisher units, and they have very good Pila javelin throws, which tend to melt enemy units. And I was thinking he'd get like Oathsworn or Celtic Warriors, which can have very good shields, and Pila are perfect for that. And then I got some Balearic Slingers, who again have a lot of ammunition, they can last long, and they're quite mobile compared to archers, the Syrian heavy archers, which Rome has access to. Of course, I got a Legatus, and then I invested all the remainder of my money into Elite Praetorian Guard. From his end, well, I'm a noob when it comes to open battlefields. I've been playing mostly for the past year or so, just siege battles, cannot get enough of them. But, every now and again, an open battlefield, it's quite interesting. And more recently, I've been getting into it. So the enemy gets, the Arverni get 2 heavy horse. They're fantastic units. I never actually understood how good they can be, since mostly, again, siege battles, but they can be used in great effect. And then he gets Celtic Warriors, which are very lightly armored. But you see the shield? It makes them very resistant to missile fire, especially head on. So he gets one, two, three, four of them. He also goes for chosen swordsmen, which are heavier and more well equipped and well armored units. And of course, he gets Celtic slingers, and I believe there might have been some Gallic longbowmen. He also has, of course, his Oathsworn on that side. And is there another Oathsworn? Yeah, there has 2 Oathsworn as well. So very much we came forward with a similar build, except he had more mobility with the cavalry, which of course will flank. So without going too far into describing, we started battle really fast. So I put up my formation in such a way that I have these guys to start dealing damage and disrupt his formation if he set a formation, which he didn't, so he automatically countered that. And I set up a strong front line of units, but the Hastati are on the side and at the center. So if he collapses in the center, I automatically surround him with my Legionnaires. And my Praetorian Guard are coming in the rear to kind of protect the Slinger, and the General also act as a screening force. I notice his cavalry is coming around my flanks, and so I'm trying to position myself in a situation and form my lines again in a way that I can engage him at maximal capacity. Now, I must say, you notice what these guys are using? These guys don't have javelins in their hands. I'm not sure what happened. I think I accidentally pressed a shortcut and I put them into melee fighting formation, which as you can see, they're marching forward rather than firing, which is a mistake from my part, which cost me dearly because they barely do anything, as we're about to see. But as I was saying, see, I put the Hastati in a way that all of a sudden I'm in a closed box. Yes, there's a small gap back here, but seriously, who's an idiot to charge his units in between Praetorian Guard? My Hastati, my Vigiles, sorry, here are just doing their thing. They get quite heavily damaged by the Celtic Warriors, and I'm trying to save them as best as possible, trying to see which way to go, but he has me surrounded because his line is very stretched thin. And this is a good technique when you fight against the Romans, because the Romans, you cannot fight them head on. Like, very few, except maybe the Greek states and some of the, like the Kush, the Egyptians, the Masele, can fight Rome head on. Frankly, because they're so strong, so well armored. What do barbarians do? Barbarians swarm. They have bigger numbers usually, although not in this case where we're quite evenly matched. But they can come around your side. They're lighter armored infantry. They are flexible, so it's quite interesting to see what's been happening here. So, meanwhile, while this is happening, I condense the formation of my Praetorian Guards, so it makes them more mobile. That's another thing in Rome. This is fantastic to hold the line, but it's slower to move. If you put it into a column formation, it becomes easier. And here he tries to go for my general and Legatus, but see, that Pila just did so much damage to him, and I'm taking down his units. My general is holding the line, I'm casting all the buffs. At the moment, I'm panicking. I'm surrounded, I'm clashing with his units, trying to break him as best as I can, as fast as I can, with what little units I need to use. My Hastati, my Legionnaires, they're all engaging. So we have multiple engagements. Over here, I managed to catch his heavy horse with the Praetorian Guard, and the Praetorian Guard suffered. Praetorian Guard suffered nothing, but the heavy horse got a few damaged there. The Celtic Warriors are coming from behind. See what I mean? They completely surrounded. They came this way and they surrounded me. But my Praetorian Guard are ready to face the music. They are monsters. They will fight and they will keep fighting. They will never tire. His Celtic Warriors just instantly dropped 20 men, 30 men soon, very soon, and my Praetorian Guard just lost 3. My general is mostly in very good health because I did get the Legatus, not the general's bodyguard. And okay, so what's the situation? The situation, he managed to break with his heavy horse, and my Praetorian Guard is completely out of position. It's way out of position. His slingers are being used to great effect to pepper my Hastati, which are rear charging these Celtic Warriors. I'm trying to sandwich and break them as fast as possible, because at this point I realize I need to break his units. I am not gonna manage. He has managed to get my Vigiles, my Auxilic Balearic Slingers. My units are not managing. Over here, I'm very proud that I managed to get a few decent shots with my Auxilic Balearic Slingers, but really and truly, my left flank has completely collapsed. The only thing that's holding is the Praetorian Guard, which were my reserve forces, and my Legatus here is just trying to hold the morale of everyone. My right flank, on the other hand, is doing a bit much better. In fact, he engaged with his general, and I'm managing to break his Celtic Warriors. However, my Hastati are pretty much gone, and my Legionnaires, they are not a very good unit, unless you get Armored Legionnaires, or Eagle Cohort, or Legionary Cohort. Legionnaires tend to be a mediocre unit. They're good, they hold the line, they're good for what they are. You pay 700 gold, 600 gold. They're very nice, but again, they break easily. I used my breaking Hastati to try as much as possible create yeah, in fact it worked. So the Chosen Swordsman broke. On this side, my Stingers have been shattered, but my my Praetorian Guard, they are doing well. Let's see. They got 119 kills and they got 76 kills on this side. My Legatus is just rear charging, this Chosen Swordsman. Again, now he has so much troops left, so look at me. I have been reduced to nothing. I have my Legatus, 2 units of Praetorian Guard, and a unit of Velites who are just running away. My Hastati here is just routing as well off the battlefield, and he's just... I'm not sure exactly what's happening here. His Oathsworn are acting very weird, and they're getting sort of flanked and surrounded by my units. His general unit was over here holding, and my Praetorian Guard is just holding the line, just trying to slaughter as many barbarians as possible. I noticed his units over here were breaking, so I just started doing my best to shatter them and not return. This was a mistake. Never ever let a unit rout. Always make sure it's broken, if of course if you can, if you have the ability. Like these Hastati over here, he's gonna charge them with the cavalry. Completely would remove their effectiveness. So my Legatus over here, I'm trying to put him in a secure the rear of my Praetorian Guard, while at the same time start attacking with the other Praetorian Guard and flank the Chosen Swordsman. Now, these Praetorian Guard, they're holding their own, they're doing very well. They have gotten a lot of kills. So I'm balancing his mass numbers, his swarming ability, his technique by basically using superior troops, and it's the only thing that I have left is surround and break, hoping my armor holds. So as you can see, there have been multiple engagements. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is a bit of a mess. 5, 6, 7, 8. This battle has been short. I mean, it's been very fast, but oh my god, it was so intensive and so difficult to control the battlefield flow compared with siege battles, which tend to be much slower. This battle, I mean, this is the first lull since we started seeing it. I'm managing to break the Chosen Swordsman over here because they are engaged in this L formation. My general unfortunately dies because of the peel of the Chosen Swordsman. However, I did kind of break his Valerian slingers, which of I think this is the point where my general dies. Yeah, there, right there, which is unfortunate. Very unfortunate because I needed the morale and I needed the abilities of the general to boost the morale. However, I used the remaining legatos, which is a very good unit, and it has killed a lot. 141 units. It's a general unit. It's not usual. Then again, his general unit killed 232 units. Oh my god, his general has been massacring my troops. And I'm trying to do a rear charge, but I noticed that his Oathsworn is trying to charge my general and break me. But that did the effect that I wanted. It gave my Praetorian Guard just the necessary amount of breathing room to just start breaking him. And his heavy horse is breaking, his chosen swordsmen are breaking, and his Celtic warriors are breaking. All he has left is very, very weak unit of chosen and 2 units of depleted Oathsworn. And my Praetorian Guard has finally formed a cohesive line, and they're fighting one area. They're not surrounded anymore. They are doing their best. They have massacred their enemy, the barbarian forces, and they're fighting for the glory of Rome. Because what else do you fight for? And this is good. Managing to contain the flow of units over here. But at this point, I noticed that the battle still can go anywhere. I am still losing in terms of balance of power, and this is not good. This charge is good because it pushes his units out of formation. It allows my Praetorian Guard to charge forward, and again, this unfortunately I don't know exactly what happened. They were acting very weird, and I kept trying to reform them in a way that they could fight properly. The Legatus, just last 7 men, are just doing their they're trying to march away, and they're doing the last charge into the Celtic Slingers. Again, I charged them, I routed them, but I did not break them. And in Rome, units tend to recover from routing very effectively. I've been playing a bit too much Warhammer, and then Warhammer, when you route something, it's pretty much gone. Which is my mistake, I'm afraid. But over here, his chosen swordsmen are almost down, his Oathsworn are very depleted, and his general unit is very depleted. He's trying to hold the line by shield wall, but perhaps it's a little too late. Even though my Praetorian Guards are at half strength, they are at half strength, and they have killed a lot. They are a fantastic unit, honestly. And even for that just little bit extra armor, that little bit of extra gold is so worth it. And at this point, I disengage one of the units, I reform it behind his line, and I try my best. His slingers, I believe, are out of ammunition. No, they are not. They're still firing, but there are very few of them left. My general unit had routed. It's shaken. It's suffered a lot of damage, but it's done good. It's done good. His slingers did work, his Oathsworn did work, his general unit did work, but at this point, he has nothing left. He's surrounded, he's being attacked from the rear, and he's losing decisively. And all of a sudden, you can see the balance of power is slightly in the middle still. I mean, this game has been just a back and forth. At the start, I thought I was losing, but then I held my ground and I pushed him back. And then all of a sudden, my army broke and shattered because of his cavalry, but at the end, and he is breaking, and finally at any moment now his general will die. His general died, his last Oathsworn unit is dead, and the Celtic Slingers are being rear charged by the last remaining Legatus unit, and they're gonna start wavering and break anytime soon now. Anytime, any seconds, and it's gone. Game, set, and match. So let's see how the unit kill count went. As you can see, the units we killed very similar. In fact, he killed more units than I did, but I had slightly high, almost 100 more deployed. His Oathsworn did very well, but look at this. The Celtic Warriors, the very lightly armed units, they have done work. And why is that? Because they were flanking me. They were going from the sides. They were managing to rout my units by breaking them. They've killed everything. And this is my mistake. I kept routing these units and not killing them completely, and they'd come back. Whereas look at what he did. He made sure these 4 units barely did anything. Yes, they did keep his heavy horse, but look at this guy. This guy managed to slaughter almost everything. Anyway, this was a fantastic game. Thank you, Joseph Vizanrovic, however you pronounce that. It was fantastic. With regards to you guys, tell me if you'd like to see more land battles. This was genuinely happy. I'm really, really happy to do more. I also am currently doing some really cool Warhammer battles, and if you're looking forward to see that, please leave a comment down below and tell me that you'd like to see more Total War games. And apart from that, yeah, just subscribe if you want to more content. If not, just whatever you want. Hope you enjoyed it. Thank you very much, and I hope you guys have a good day. Doodly doo.